up, everyone? How are we doing? I hope you guys are doing great. I hope your new year, I hope 2025 is going great for you so far. So, it's been a while since we put out a full video. We did put a short out recapping how the 3K space race went. Um, but if you didn't see the video, I will link the description below. Um, but I'll also tell you now, give you a little brief recap. Uh, so I went into the 3K event with 3 goals. The first goal was to get a new PR, which would have been anything under 14:28. Part of that first goal was also I knew that I could run low 14 or right under 14, and I ended up doing that. I got 13:57. My second goal was to place top 3 in my age group. I ended up getting third, so achieved the second goal. The third goal, I missed by a little bit. My goal was to get top 25 out of all the runners, walkers and runners. So there was 1,260 people that participated in the 3K. I ended up getting 42nd out of 1,260 people. So still really good and a lot better than last year's 3K. And I was 37th out of all men who ran in the race. So not sure how many men, but I would say at least probably 500 to 600, somewhere in that ballpark. So 37th out of that amount of men, not too shabby. My pace, it went down from 8:55 the previous year per mile to 7:30 per mile. So pretty good improvement. So what is next? What is new? So the one and only but big race that I'm going to compete in this year is my first ever half marathon. So I'm going to run the Space Coast Half Marathon here in Cocoa, Florida on November 30th. So I have 10 months to train for this. So first I have to run that distance on my own without doing an event. So at least a few times, maybe 5 times before the actual event. So half marathon, that distance is a beast. I have a lot of work to do. But as the legendary band Aerosmith said, I'm back in the saddle again. I'm back! All right, y'all. So here I am. I am running mile 1 of my 2 mile time trial. I had actually done a 2 mile run the day prior to this one, and I came close to matching my current PR. Missed it by 6 seconds. So my 2 mile PR going into this 2 mile run and the 2 mile run the day prior was a 15:24, which I had done a while back. I had done a 2 mile event in Melbourne, Florida, and that one went really well at that time. For me, I was still like not new into running, but I was only maybe a year into running. So that event was at least, I want to say 8 months ago, 8 to 10 months ago, maybe. And I got first place in my age group in that one.
Baby.
Went really well. Um, the difference, though, I would say the main difference that I feel when I run 2 miles now compared to in that event was, from mile 1 in that event, I ran a 7:01, which at that time was my current mile PR. But then the second mile I slowed down a lot because I was tired. So I went all the way down to maybe like an 8:20 mile, 8:30 mile maybe. Whereas in this 2 mile run, my paces were more consistent. I didn't slow down much. Actually, something happened in this one, which we will show you. So right here, coming up on mile 1. Yep. So mile 1 was a 7:43. And now let's see how this second mile went. See, I was actually surprised how I felt on this 2 mile run because, like I said, the day before I ran 2 miles as well, same exact route and everything to the same park. And I did a 15:30, but it kind of felt rough when I finished. Like the effort was much higher than it was this next day when I ran the 2 mile again. I don't know. I think I was just not. Well, I think I was overthinking. I feel like I have a problem. That's one of the things I need to work on is like overthinking. Like, oh, make sure you're perfectly striking your foot each stride, and you know, relax your shoulders, keep your head up, don't look down, keep your chest up, shoulders back. Like sometimes I overthink it to where it messes me up. So, and then I end up working harder than I need to because I'm wasting too much energy overthinking. Yeah. I was also surprised at how I ran the second mile in terms of the time because in this middle section, I definitely felt a little tired. When I say tired, by the way, my issue is more not so much my breathing, my cardio, it's more my legs. Um, whether it's soreness or whatever the case, or maybe I worked out legs in the gym recently. But in general, I am still conditioning my legs because, like I said in past videos, my background is more sprinting. So I am still transitioning to distance. So that's why typically I do decent with just 1 mile because it's a little bit of aerobic and anaerobic. But then once you get past that 1 mile, then a whole different ball game. So that's why it's a challenge for me. So right here is when I started catching my second wind, realizing I'm close, and get that last little kick. By the way, I know I mentioned in the introduction speech before the run that I am only doing a half marathon. I potentially might do one more event like a month or two prior to that, and I might do a 2 mile. But that is, we will see. But that I'm starting to really like this distance. So the more I train it and the better my time gets, I might want to go back out there and see what I can do. See if I can place first in my age group again in another 2 mile event. So right here, I know I'm getting pretty close. I got about a tenth of a mile left, maybe a little less. Check that watch. One more check. And it's time to kick it. Yep. Last push. That is where I'm feeling most comfortable running, but I have to work on being able to run that fast for the distance. So there it is. Mile 2, 7:37. So I did a negative split, which is rare for me, actually.